What's up, guys? It is Charzzariah and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Ratchet Clank. On the last episode, or the first episode I should say, we were introduced to the titular characters Ratchet and Clank. We got here to planet Novalis after hearing that the somewhat sinister Chairman Drek has plans to kind of rip apart their world in order to make a new one for his people. And so on this episode we are going to continue exploring Novalis and hopefully find some answers on what's going on. Also, would be nice if we could find a new ship, because in the last episode our ship kind of crashed, so we have no means of escaping the planet. So if it is indeed doomed to be harvested by Chairman Drek, I'd like to be off it before it does. So, you know, you gotta look out for yourself. But yes, so we once again are greeted with amazing music. I will reiterate again that this game has an incredible soundtrack, and really, like, the music really fits the feel of the sci-fi aesthetic. Like, I don't know, it always reminds me a little bit, and I guess talking about when I first played this game was back in around, I want to say like 2006 or 2005, one of the two. And it would have been around the time that Star Wars Episode 3 was out in cinemas, and we all know how much of a lovely meme of a movie that has become now, thanks to the internet and, you know, all the lovely memes that are made about stuff like the Star Wars prequels, or just Star Wars movies in general at this point, because, you know, everyone, you know, likes to have a lovely little laugh at Star Wars. It's particularly The Last Jedi as well, which, you know what, I'm just going to steer clear. I'm not going to say anything about it, because I know as soon as I do, you know. Actually, pretty sure Reynolds and I talked about Star Wars quite a bit in one episode of Spider-Man 2, so, you know, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But, like, regardless, I was really into Star Wars at the time that, you know, I was playing Ratchet Clank, which is probably what drew me to the series, like, in the first place. Remember, my first experience with watching Star Wars was, I would have been 5 years old, and they were playing on TV. I think, you know, they were either playing, like, doing one movie a week, or they were doing one movie a night in 1 week. Probably in anticipation for the release of maybe Attack of the Clones, or... No, it wouldn't have been Phantom Menace. It probably would have been Attack of the Clones, if anything. And I remember watching episode 4, 5, and 6, and I really enjoyed them. They were, of course, the remastered versions. They weren't the original cinematic versions that everyone thinks are the pure and true way to watch those movies. But, I mean, I still enjoyed it. I was 5 years old. I couldn't tell the difference. And so, you know, that really got me into, you know, sci-fi and stuff like that. And so when I got my PlayStation 2, the second or third game I ended up getting for it was Ratchet Clank 2. Not Ratchet Clank 1, but Ratchet Clank 2. Because I think for, like, when I was 6 or something, one of my family members gave me $100 for my birthday. And they were like, just go out and, you know, get yourself, like, just a present that you really want. And I'd recently gotten my PlayStation 2 for Christmas, so I was like, oh, yo, get a PlayStation 2 game, it'll be great. And I saw Ratchet Clank 2, and I was like, that looks like something I want to be a part of. So I picked it up, and
don't hurt me.
Safe to say it was a pretty good decision, because that game is really good as well.
Mercenaries, torturers, assassins. I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, not a
ass.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Also, wow, Ratchet, what an absolute dick. To be fair, Ratchet, for a lot of this game, is an absolute prick and only concerned with himself.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it,
Al, like,
it's
peering
not broke.
around.
Right, Al?
Quark in
You
this
said
commercial.
it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack.
Quark's original design is, like, so different to what he looks like now. It's ridiculous. Well, it's not so different, but like his chin is just
You know what
like
this means?
so
Yeah,
much more
Captain Quark is
pronounced
really sold
and
out.
rounded
No, it
in
means
these
Captain
games.
Quark
It's
is on the top
great.
of this. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me?
Oh no, we're still gonna
Well,
torture you.
there's
You see this
planetary
flamethrower that I have in my
travel.
hand right now? Oh, it's not for the enemies, it's for
Borrow our
you.
courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
I like how he did like the fonts like A, the finger point thing. That was nice. I do really like Ratchet in this game. I like Ratchet in general as a character. He's very emotive, and it's great to see like how even on a I think was this a launch title for the PS2? If it wasn't a launch title for the PS2, it was a very early game on the PS2. Like just how emotive they can make Ratchet in this game. Like you can see whenever he gets a cunning idea, his ears kind of perk up like a normal cat would. He's got that sly look on his face. Oh, he's just such a good character. And as the games have gone on, his character has gotten, you know, a lot more interesting and a lot more pronounced. And when we get to the games that are actually on the PS3, the Future series, you'll get to see just how much of a like step up those games are to these ones. Because while these games still look really good, and with the HD remaster, they look so like. Honestly, I think with the HD remaster, these games look like they could have been maybe not. Very early PS3 games. They'll be somewhat generous. Maybe not actual PS3 games, but they look like they could have been early PS3 games. They still look really, really good. But you can definitely tell that they're from the PS2 era. But, you know, that's just the way it is. And I do really like that Sony made all of these HD remasters for PS3. Like, you had the Jack and Daxter HD trilogy, you had all of the Kingdom Hearts games pretty much remastered in HD, and the Sly Cooper trilogy. Oh, and God of War as well. You had all of the staples of the PS2 era basically brought to PS3. And also, we have another gold bolt, so I think that's... No, there's one, I believe there is one more on Novalis, but we will not be able to get it at this point in time because we do not have the required equipment to go and get it. I believe it's back under the bridge that got destroyed. There's a place where you can go swimming, but we do not have the necessary swimming equipment just yet to actually make it all the way there, so unfortunately we will not be getting that in this part, but I'm sure if we ever come back to Novalis, or if we get the equipment necessary, we can come back here and pick it up then, which, don't worry, we will be. Like I said, this is a 100% playthrough, so I will be getting all gold bolts, all skill points, all weapons, all everything. If it's a thing you can get in this game, I will be getting it. It is essentially going to be a Platinum Trophy playthrough, just without the Platinum Trophy unlocked at the very end. So, if you are looking to get a perhaps your first Platinum Trophy, or just a Platinum Trophy for this game, hopefully this playthrough will be beneficial for you, because that is my goal and intent. I am also still, for those of you asking about other 100% playthroughs that I promised that I would be doing stuff for, I still intend on doing some of the 100% stuff for Pokemon Emerald. I believe, well, I'm going to 100% it in the sense of I'm not 100%ing the Pokedex, because that is absurd. But I will try and show off as much content as I possibly can that is deemed reasonable. So, doing the Battle Frontier is something I deem reasonable, and I'm still working on actually how I want to do that. So, I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes. But yeah, for the time being, that's kind of been put on the back burner for more pressing or more current projects like this one.
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the
Oh
plumber's
my god,
back.
the old designs for all these characters are
Shouldn't you
just
be on
like
one of them
bringing back
escape
all those
transports?
memories,
Escape
because
transports.
if you've played the new, like the PS4 version, that's not how, well, the plumber still looks so like that, but that's not how he sounds. He sounds a lot different now.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Oh, thank you,
People have
nice
to wait for
translator.
Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows two.
Just pulls that out of his ass, just whoop. Yep, you know, I've just been lugging this thing around with me for a while.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Oh, so you can kind of see when he's talking about the infobot, Ratchet's just looking at Clank and he does like the eyebrows. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like it's just such a good game, such a well-made game. Okay, he's just blankly staring into space.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Indeed he did. Indeed he did.
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
Well, we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
No, they are dead. By the time that Cease would have ejected, that missile would have hit them and they would be dead.
Does he know Captain
Having
Quark?
said that, though,
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder.
did also
Always
see
going
Ratchet and
off
Clank survive
about
that
how cool he
crash
is.
when they
Looks
landed
like
on
he's
it.
in
Well,
trouble.
landed.
I'll say.
And they crashed
I've
on
never
Novalis,
seen him
which
look so
disintegrated their
freaked
ship, but not them. So, you know, anything's possible in this universe, clearly. Yes, now we have the coordinates for Planet Iridia. So we have the coordinates for both Planet Iridia and for Planet Metropolis. So, now that we have pretty much done everything there is to see and do on Novalis at the time being, I reckon it's about time we made headway for... Let's go to Metropolis. Metropolis has more things that we can do right now, and there are a few things on Iridia that actually require a few gadgets from Metropolis. So I think it makes more sense if we go to Metropolis first. We will quickly stock up on any ammo that we need. 5 and 55. Cool. Alrighty. But yeah, I'm really grateful that Sony put out all of the HD remasters on PS3, because it means that I've been able to play games or game series that I've actually never played all the way through before. Like Jak and Daxter is the one that probably sticks out to me the most. I have the original Precursor Legacy on PS2, but I had never played through. I never played through all of it, and I'd never played Jak 2 Renegade or Jak 3. And now that I have a PS3 and I have those games, I've been able to play through the entire series, and oh my goodness, they're so good. Like, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft all have their exclusive IPs. You know, Nintendo's got Mario, Zelda, Kirby, Metroid, Pokemon, Smash Brothers, Splatoon. Well, at the time being, they didn't have Splatoon. At the time of this game came out, they didn't have Splatoon, but they had a lot of really good IPs. Microsoft was kind of just coming out of the woodwork into the games industry, and so they had Halo, and now they have stuff like Gears of War, Forza. Although apparently I heard something a little while ago, like they're trying to get rid of exclusives, so that could potentially be interesting. But yeah, I think in this era, Nintendo, like, just the exclusive IPs on the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 were just so incredible. Like, I'd be hard-pressed to say which console has my favorite exclusives, honestly.
Captain Quark fitness course. If you're strong enough, fast enough,
oh wow, we found Captain Quark. That was fast. Game's over, guys. Time to go home. 2-part series, you know, flew by.
To complete the course. Good luck.
Good luck.
Responsible for sprains, broken bones, snapped tendons, bruised egos, or accidental death incurred while taking the challenge.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Excuse me, Captain, but we have more pressing issues. We urgently need your assistance.
Clank,
Yes?
do you notice anything unusual about Captain Quark?
I also noticed that your eyelid is going through your eye, which is a bit peculiar.
Puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Quark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
Peculiar how a robot could not recognize another robot, but hey-ho, you know, whatever. So, we have this fitness course that we need to do. If you were playing the PS4 remake, I believe there is actually a trophy involved with doing this under a certain amount of time, but we are not playing that. And I guess some of you may be wondering why we're not playing the PS4 remake, because the PS4 remake is a very, very, very well-made game, and does, you know, while it excludes a few things from this game, I think it does, it is a very good example of how to do a reboot properly, or a reboot of a series that, you know, hadn't seen an installment in, God, when did A Crack in Time come out? What, 2010? So yeah, oh well, actually, yeah, I guess Q-Force and Nexus came out within that time period, so it still hadn't, Ratchet Clank hadn't seen a proper installment in a few years, and so to bring the series back in the way that they did, you have to applaud Insomniac for it. But the reason we are not playing the reboot is because when it came to doing this series, I felt the best way to play through it is to do it in chronological order, which is how I'd prefer to play a lot of series on my channel. However, and a lot of my other videos are subject to contrary, like playing Pokemon Emerald first, I guess Earthbound, technically, considering that Earthbound Origins is now a thing that I can play, Spider-Man 2, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door instead of starting with Paper Mario. You know, it's just like, if I could have it my way, I would like to do things. I like doing things in chronological order, but then at other points, you know, I also see that, you know, how do I explain this? I like doing things in chronological order, but there are also a few times where I will, you know, allow an exemption to the rule. But with this series, I felt like I had to do it in chronological order, because that is just the best way to play through these games in the way that makes the most sense. So obviously after this will be Ratchet Clank 2, then 3, then Gladiator. Jury's out on Size Matters. I'm not sure if I'll do that or not, because another thing about my Let's Plays is I like to enjoy them, and Size Matters is a bit questionable in its enjoyment, so we'll see about it. Same with Secret Agent Clank as well, so we'll see. Those won't be for many, well, not many years, but those won't be for quite a while in the future, so, you know, we'll cross those bridges when we come to them, I believe. But one day in the future, I'm sure I will be playing the PS4 remake, and I'll be able to use this series as a comparison for it, so that'll be rather useful.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
Is that right? Oh, well, thank you, Russian stereotype, woman.
Oh, yeah, but it is weak.
Oh, sorry, no, it's German stereotype. What am I talking about? My brain is not functioning today, clearly.
I would eat power courses like that for breakfast!
Bet that's not all.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day. But somehow you managed to impress that fool Captain Quark.
Captain Quark knows about us?
He certainly does. And worst of all, he wants me to give you a prize for that ridiculous performance.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give you a swing shot, so you can sway to and fro like little insects.
Ah, like Spider-Man. Oh,
Not so
funny you mentioned that. I just finished doing a Let's Play of that series.
My obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay.
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad, life's not fair.
I feel like that whole scenario of like, oh, you earned this, but I'm going to make you pay for it. Oh, but life's not fair. I wonder what, you know, modern day equivalent
I bet Captain Quark uses stuff like this
talk
all the
about,
time.
where you deserve something, you buy something, where you earn something, but then the company decides to charge you extra, and their excuse is just, oh, you know, that's how the world works. Man, I couldn't think of anyone doing something so horrendous. Battlefront 2, Battlefield 1. I'm trying to think of other games that do that. Actually, yeah, it's mainly just Battlefront 2, really. The game, Loot Box Simulator 2017. Man, I was so excited for that game, and just, you know, it's just so disappointing. I much prefer to, you know, I would much rather spend like $10 on Steam and buy the original Battlefront 2 than spend $70 and play that. Yeah, it's not great, but that is a discussion for another day entirely. I am not going to get into that right now, partially because, you know, I don't want to make, well, I'm not sure I'd make a whole lot of people angry, because I feel like a lot of the internet would agree with me, but, you know, at the same time, it's a game that I don't really care enough for, and so talking about it to any great extent kind of, you know, if I don't really care about it, I don't really want to be talking about it for a great extent, because it's just not going to interest me. But anyway, I think we have reached a pretty good point for stopping now. We've got to Planet Metropolis, we finished exploring Planet Novalis, and so on the next episode of Let's Play Ratchet & Clank, we are going to continue exploring Metropolis and heading over to Big Al's Robo Shack. You can kind of see it off in the distance. You can see the, like the big robot statue holding the wrench up in the sky. So yes, that'll be where we're heading next episode, and then from there, I guess we'll probably be heading to Planet Iridia to explore what's going on with Skid McMarks. Yes, if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe down below and hit that lovely little bell to be sure to keep up to date with the series and get notifications when I upload new videos. I'm also doing Let's Play series of Paper Mario the 1000 Year Door and another co-op series with Reynolds and Tim. We are doing a series with 2 Tims now. It's totally not confusing, I assure you. And yes, that is Dark Souls 2, the Scholar of the First Sin edition, which is obviously a sequel to the Dark Souls Versus series and Dark Souls Let's Play series that happened many, many years ago. So if either of those sound like they would be interesting to you, please be sure to subscribe and check them out. And yeah, if you have any feedback of the series, anything that you do like or that you want to see changed or anything, let me know down in the comments below. I read every single comment and I respond to every single comment, and I take your guys' feedback into consideration because, you know, you guys are the reason why I keep making these videos, because, you know, if you guys weren't enjoying them, I wouldn't be making them. And yeah, if you know of anyone who could enjoy the series as well, please be sure to share it with them. The more people enjoying these videos, the better. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, and I will see you on the next episode of Let's Play Ratchet & Clank. Bye bye.